Introductions to start. We've got, of course, Donna Barrett, who was our guest speaker today, newly minted district governor for 5370. And we have lots of claps.
Thank you.
And we have Scott Young, who's the Area 7 governor, and has been a real help to me, actually, in getting used to this presidential role. We'll see. He'll tell me later how he thinks I'm doing, I'm sure, because he's not shy with that constructive type of stuff. So I'm going to share my screen, and then we'll just kick this meeting off here. The July 12th meeting, we're commencing our meeting. Welcome to everyone. Again, a couple of guests, and then a bunch of friendly faces from our club. Good to see. We will start just with the kind of Zoom reminder. We hope it's not going to be a whole lot longer where we have Zoom as a primary meeting, but certainly looking at hybrid options going forward when we reconvene. So again, we just ask that you manage your muting and be respectful to people talking. Raise your hand, raise the virtual hand if there's questions, and then we'll be able to get through the conversation without a lot of interruption. Our land acknowledgement: we live, work, and meet on Treaty 6 lands. We acknowledge and respect that this is an enduring agreement between First Nations and the Crown that applies to Indigenous and non-Indigenous peoples. We acknowledge and respect the cultures, languages, and histories of the First Nations, the First Peoples on and original stewards of the land. We recognize that the Métis have a deep historical connection to this land. People come from all over Canada and the world to make this land their home, and we welcome their stories of connection to this land as well. As Rotarians, we seek to advance understanding, goodwill, friendship, and peace through the ideal of service. We are all treaty peoples, sharing the land, respecting each other, and learning how to be part of reconciliation. The theme this year, which, as I like to say, certainly resonates with me and our club, being very service-oriented, is serve to change lives. This I carried over because I thought a nice smile on people's faces of what I normally look like when I don't clean myself up for these meetings. So. A reminder of your board this year and some opportunities to get involved and more involved with the club and the executive and direction of the club as well. This I created, and it may tweak, but I think is the fundamental kind of priorities that I have in terms of this year in bringing our club connection, service, fellowship, and fun for this year. Our guest speaker today is our new district governor, Donna Barrett. Before I turn it over to Scott to introduce her, I thought it was interesting, and being, once you know you're going to be president, you start paying attention to things you maybe didn't as a member. I think what's interesting is the understanding of every year when we get turnover in our club. Certainly we get a new district governor, they come and speak, maybe the area governor that connects with us. But when you just go onto the district website and start seeing the amount of people involved in the volunteering and the dedication to run the district and to be able to provide us support and leadership within the district, I think is quite interesting. So again, you go through and you see some of the familiar names through the years, but all of these are quite comprehensive responsibilities that they have. And again, the succession planning around the district. And then you get into the district officers and directors. And again, you've got lots of committees and lots of volunteer hours and lots of manpower that goes into running the district. And the further along you go, it just realizes how awesome of a group and a responsibility and leadership that is involved beyond what we do as a club. And certainly we're seeing very strong connection and resource and assistance from the district, and that's part of what we'll hear about today. I do like, of course, when we see people that are involved that we know personally, and Miles Dykes, whose name goes in there. We've got such a close relationship with McEwen, and Miles has been very instrumental in that Rotaract Club and their partnership with our club. Of course, he is just continuing to advance in his journey in Rotary with youth services. Now he's the president for the McEwen University this year. We know him to be an impressive individual, and we like to see his name continue to pop up in these areas. And then you have the area governors, which have a smaller number of clubs that they support. And shout out to Scott, who has been very proactive and an excellent resource to me and to our area governors that I think is going to make this year, really, really great. So a lot of people go into it, a lot of structure, a lot of into the district itself. And now I'll turn it over to Scott to do an introduction of our new district governor.
Well, thank you, President Jason. I appreciate that you did a nice overview of the district and all the many people who help run things. And I also want to point out that I was president of the White Avenue Club when Ingrid was the district governor, and I appreciate that she nominated me actually for the role of area governor. So hopefully I'm doing you proud so far, Ingrid. Right on. And it's my pleasure to introduce your current district governor, Donna Barrett. Donna and her husband, Bruce, came to Alberta from Montreal in the late 70s and have made Edmonton their home. They have 2 married sons and 2 grandchildren who all live in Edmonton. Donna and Bruce began their Rotary journeys in 2003 as charter members of the Rotary Club of Edmonton Sunrise. And Donna initially focused her energies on vocational and community service. Donna holds a doctorate in education from the University of Alberta, and her classification is Education Administration. Donna participated in the Rotary Belize Literacy Project, working back in 2009 and 2010, which is a project that I know that is near and dear to your hearts, where she worked with a team of school administrators from districts 5360 and 5370 to offer leadership development programs to school principals in 6 different communities in Belize. And I know you also mentioned that in our exec meeting before we met with this meeting. Donna became president of the Edmonton Sunrise Club in 2018. The same year, she assumed the chair of the District Learning and Development Committee. Donna began her district governor journey way back in 2019 as District's 5370's district governor nominee. Both Donna and Bruce are Paul Harris Fellows and sit on the steering committee of the Rotary Employment Partnership, focused on increasing equity, diversity, and inclusion by developing meaningful jobs for individuals with developmental disabilities. Donna believes that clubs are the engine that drives Rotary, and the role of the district is to provide services and facilitate connections to help clubs achieve their goals. And her focus this year as district governor is to celebrate the contributions of the Rotary, Rotaract, and Interact clubs to their local and global communities. She also wants to engage in meaningful conversations to consider how we might take action today to sustain and grow Rotary for the future. Please join me in welcoming District Governor Donna Barrett.
You're still muted, Donna.
Yeah, you're on mute.
Oh, thank you. It's a perpetual Zoom problem. Thank you very much. It's really, I did have a fabulous meeting this morning with your board, and I'm just so impressed with your club. I have some good friends in this club, former educational colleagues who have nurtured me and supported me. And so when Jason talks about all the many hands that go into making Rotary great in our district, certainly a number of them reside in your club, and I've been so grateful for their support along the way, both Jackie and Ingrid in particular. Jason, I do have a PowerPoint, and so if you will allow me to screen share, I will try and get that up quickly.
Yeah, you should be able to if you try.
Okay. And there it is. Okay. So I guess, as I said, you're my second club visit, and this is the part of being district governor that I have been looking forward to for the last few years. We're a very large district, and I've had the opportunity actually to live in various parts of the district, so I'm excited about the possibility to visit with you all. And I know we're starting off virtually, but I wanted to let you know that I was anxious to get started. And so I thought if I started virtually with some of our Edmonton clubs, I would always be able to circle back later in the year when the weather is not quite so good, when you are back to meeting in person. And I look forward to actually joining you for fellowship throughout the year. So I want to thank you for the opportunity to just share a few thoughts. When I was thinking about what I wanted to say to your club, I went on your website, and one of the things I loved about what you have on your website is it says one club, 100 ways to serve, and I think your club is really known historically for having these great service opportunities, and I just want to thank you for that ongoing work. I know it's been challenging for all of us in the last little while, but it seems to me in talking to your board that you've found ways to navigate these challenging times, and you've got a lot of new and exciting things on the go. So, I know working with Ingrid on the Peace Builder Committee, that your club is really moving forward in that, and you have other new directions initiatives that I think are exciting, both for your club and will make a significant contribution to understanding in the district. So I want to say thank you for that. So honestly, I am looking forward to working alongside you this year, and to really live out our theme, serve to change lives. When this theme came forward, I was very excited that it was the theme for the year that I would be district governor, because I don't think there is anything that touches my heart more than the ideal of service and what Rotary contributes to service around the world. I think as well that that we are at a time of challenge and change, and that this was a question that when I was talking to the board, the district board, about our strategic planning process, this was sort of the seminal question I think that we all are grappling with. What is it, that we can do now to increase engagement? I know that has been a particular challenge that your club mentioned, and certainly you're not alone in that. Encourage flexibility, promote diversity, and grow Rotary and the impact of our service over the long term. So to me, the question is, how do we build on our strengths and at the same time grow for the future? So be open to opportunities for growth. And I know that these initiatives start at the club level and grow at the club level. And I think that the work of your board and your club, your long history of service, will certainly help you in that regard. I wanted to talk about Shekhar Mehta's initial address to all of us at the international convention, and he asked us to really focus on service and to build our work around service over the upcoming year. And one of the presidential initiatives this year is an initiative called Rotary Days of Service. And the intent, I think, of Rotary Days of Service is to, as it says here, to showcase the work of Rotarians. So I think as Rotarians, and certainly in your club, there's a huge legacy of service. The question that I am asking, and I think that we need to ask ourselves is, are we doing enough to share the great things that we're doing and to help others beyond our club members understand the impact of Rotary? And so Rotary Days of Service is intended to showcase service and to help others who are not yet part of the Rotary family to really appreciate the work that Rotarians are doing in their communities. I think we suffer a little bit from being a bit too modest about what we do. And I think by showcasing what we do, this is not about bragging, but it's more about helping others understand the importance of Rotary. And so one of the Shaker has asked each club to participate in a Rotary Days of Service activity. And I think that as you look at some of the criteria for Rotary Days of Service, you will see that you may be doing this already, or you may have some aspects of Rotary Days of Service already included in your service projects, and maybe you have all of them included. And so it'll just be a process of naming what you are already doing as a Rotary Days of Service activity. So I just will go over this briefly with you. It's intended to help you, as you will see, expand your reach and strengthen the impact of current projects. So to build on what you're already doing, to reach out beyond your club to family members, other partners who are beyond the club level, and to partner with other clubs to involve more people in service, because we all know there's a tremendous need in terms of service. We also are encouraging clubs to use Rotary Showcase, which is an RI site that is a reservoir of ideas for service, but also as a club that has really a strong service history, you can also be a resource to other clubs by highlighting your projects. And we had a bit of a chat about this during the board meeting. It can be, if our clubs use this resource, it can be a tremendous support to other clubs as well as yourselves in terms of networking and finding partners for projects that you are either already doing and want to expand, or to look to for future ideas for projects. It's also a way to, we want to ensure that our work is promoted and your work is promoted through the media and social media, and to it provides an opportunity for people who are perhaps prospective members, who are not yet members, to experience Rotary by experiencing the service and the impact of what we do in our communities and what you do in your communities. So one of the things that I didn't realize when I took this job took this role on, was that my face would be everywhere, but I was asked to be part of this poster, and I was really happy to do this. Some of our clubs said that they wanted to participate in Rotary Days of Service, but they were challenged to find other partner clubs to work with them. And partnering is a requirement of Rotary Days of Service. So thanks to the leadership of the Edmonton Riverview Club and partnership with the Running Room, who is allowing us to use their website, we have set up a virtual End Polio Now run as for our first district-wide Rotary Days of Service opportunity. And I encourage you all, this is a COVID-friendly event where you can individually or with a small group of people, your club or whatever group people feel safe to participate in, to actually do this it's actually a 1, 5, or 10 kilometer walk or run to raise funds to end polio. I will send a link to Jason. So it's very easy to register, and the funds will go to towards your club's contribution to ending polio now. And there is a way, once you register, your club will be identified. And so the monies that are raised from your participation or other people you bring on, if they identify that your club was associated with this, then they will go towards your polio contributions. I also want to highlight that, and I think you're already aware of this, that Shaker has asked us to really consider, as we look at service projects, the situation that girls find themselves in various parts of the world, and to consider service projects that will promote empowering girls. And so I just bring that to your attention, as well as projects now that we have the environment as a new avenue of service. So these would be emphasis that are a particular significance this year. And in my conversations with your board, one of the pieces of information that we discussed was, looking at coming together as a district to share ideas for projects in these areas. So that's some information that I will take back to the district, and so you can be looking for those things coming forward later in the fall. Shaker, I think we all understand the membership challenges that we're facing, and these have been challenges in North America that have been challenges for us, and something we've wanted to address for a number of years and have been addressing. And I really appreciate his take on this, which is we want to grow more so that we can increase our service. His goal for RI is to increase membership from 1.2 million, which has been steady membership worldwide for Rotary, to 1.3 million Rotarians in 1 year. And I know your club has a very strong membership share and have some very interesting ideas for reaching out to new partners to look for new members, as well as engaging ideas for re-engaging people who are who have left your club and who may be interested in coming back, maybe in some different way. So I think this next slide really talks to the theme that was part of Rotary Days of Service, which is to really look at reaching out. And I know you have established an external relationship committee, and I think that that is a fabulous start to really looking at how we can do this. Reaching out to people in a variety of different ways to let them experience the full breadth of Rotary. So, you know, being intentional about inviting people to a fundraiser, as I mentioned before, to a community service project, your family and other acquaintances in fellowship activities. I'm definitely going to encourage you to bring people to the district conference, which I'll talk about in a moment, as well as inviting people to your meetings. So the goal here is to allow people to really experience all facets of Rotary, and so that they can see what a contribution it is, and the wonderful fellowship opportunities that there are through Rotary. I want to just talk to you briefly about my belief, and I think Scott mentioned it when he did the introduction. I really believe that everything that happens in the district really its base in the clubs. You are the heart or the engine that really drives Rotary in the district. And my commitment to you as governor is really to do whatever we can at the district level to assist you in achieving your goals, and doing it in a way that is sustainable. I hope that at the end of the year that you will feel that the district was there to help you and provided you support in a way that was helpful to help realize the goals that you have for your club. And I know, Jay, you've got some great plans in place, so I think you're well on your way. And that was the process we used to develop the district strategic plan, which I have shared with Jason. And I'm not going to go into detail about it at this point in time, but really we wanted to know from clubs what is working and what we should focus on in the upcoming year. And that was part of the discussion, particularly the second part of the discussion that we had during our meeting with the board. And I appreciated that feedback, and it will guide the district as we go forward and as I gather this information from other clubs. So I wanted to share with you, we're very excited that we have a district, a live district conference planned for you in May. And I'm going to just play this little video, and I hope it's all going to work so that you can learn a little bit about our upcoming plans for the conference.
Is there sound for this?
Yes. Donna? Donna, there's no sound,
Okay, all right, thank you.
right from the beginning.
Right from the beginning, there was no
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm gonna just get my tech support here. Bruce, there's no sound in the video. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm gonna just turn off my PowerPoint. I have it downloaded on my computer, so I'll try it from there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thanks, Jackie.
Yeah.
Let's just see.
Donna, when you're sharing your screen, there is in the bottom left-hand corner, there is a checkbox that for share sound. If you check that box, you should be able to.
Okay, all
include this.
right. So at this point, though, I think probably that I appreciate that. I'm just going to get it up. I have it downloaded, so it should just play. Okay, hang on. As you can tell, this is the first time I've done this, so. Okay. Okay, got it. All right. I'll just go right there.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Sounds good.
There's no combination of words I could put on the back of a postcard. No song that I can sing, but I can try for your heart. Our dreams, they are made out of real things, like a shoebox of photographs, a sepia tone loving. Love is the answer, and it is for most of the questions in my heart, like why are we here, where do we go, and how come it's so hard? It's not always easy, and sometimes that can be deceiving. I'll tell you one thing, it's always better when we're together. It's always better when we're together. I look at them stars when we're together. It's always better when we're together.
He's right. It's better when we're together. Hi, I'm Donna Barrett, and I'm excited to be your district governor for the 2021-2022 Rotary year. The last year has been hard on all of us. Social distancing, isolation, and the fear of illness has taken its toll on our personal, professional, and Rotary lives. Thank you for hanging in there. There's hope ahead. The upcoming year, there will be more opportunities for engagement through face-to-face meetings, social gatherings, service projects, and fundraising events. It'll be a year to reconnect, a year to be better together. I'm excited to announce that our district conference will be held on May 27th and 28th in Edmonton in person. Mark your calendars and save the date. Better yet, registration is open on our website. Take advantage of early bird rates and our Better Together rate when you register 5 people. There's lots to look forward to. Keynote speakers include James Makokas and Anthony Johnson, winners of the Amazing Race Canada, and Jeff Tetz, an Edmonton entrepreneur who has fostered compassion in the city through his Yeg Santa initiative. We look forward to seeing you all on May 27th at the Fantasyland Hotel. Join us for fun, fellowship, celebration, and best of all, we'll be all together.
Better together, better together. Oh, oh, yeah.
Well, thank you, everybody. I'm sorry about the technical glitch. Live and learn. That's the end of my presentation. I don't know, Jason, if there's time, I'd be happy to answer questions or chat with you, but I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you. Well, and thank you for both the meeting this morning and that presentation. And it's good to know we're planning things in person again. I will note one thing which will be of interest. So I'm a Martin Kerr fan, who is the singer-songwriter. And if you look at this, at one of his concerts, he actually gave away his music on a USB with a little Martin Kerr guy.
Yeah.
So well done, well done. He lives right here in Edmonton, so that's great. So I'll open it up if anyone has any questions of Donna. We can take a couple of questions.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Donna. Good to see you again. It's been a long while.
Yeah, good to see you.
You know, Martin Kerr has done a lot of fundraisers for Clean Scene. He's been a big supporter of what we do, and he's been a friend for quite a while. I'm glad to see you've chosen him. He's an amazing voice. I look forward to it. His road manager and general manager is a former staffer of ours, so we have a lot in common with him. We just look forward to your year as district governor and anything we can do.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Ingrid?
First of all, Donna, thank you. What a great presentation, and we are excited for the year ahead with you as our governor. I have a quick question, and that's about the strategic plan. Is there a deadline for input from the clubs that you have in mind?
Well, I'm garnering, I did send out at the beginning, last spring, I asked all the president-elects to provide input to me in response to those questions and to talk to their clubs about it. So it was a new process. And so I received input from about 15 clubs. So if you didn't provide input, or I certainly had a chance to talk to your board today and got some, but I would say if you could get me any general thoughts, we have a whole year ahead, but if I could have it by mid-August, that would be really helpful to me. Our first board meeting will be the third week of August. And so I want the board, the district board, to be really focusing on coordinating what we do around the district plan. And Jason, I think I've sent you a copy of the district plan. And really, the big key pieces of the district plan, from my perspective, are to build leadership capacity in the district. And so that's one of the sort of broader general initiatives that we have, is building leadership capacity and also creating opportunities for club leaders to network with each other. Because my experience on the learning and development team has taught me that there's a thirst in the district to have new information. And whenever we would organize sessions, and in my first year as chair of the Learning and Development Committee was under Ingrid's leadership, but the feedback we got after every session was really consistent. We love the information, but we want more time to talk to each other. And so those, and learn from each other. So those are the two key pieces of the district strategic plan is looking at how do we build capacity in individuals, and then how do we create opportunities for networking and learning together, because it's the people on the ground who have the information. And the third priority is how do we at the district level coordinate this so that it's seamless and people get what they need when they need it.
Donna, I want to commend you on that strategy. I think that when you talk about the district servicing and serving the clubs, the fact that you're asking for input from the clubs for such an important document, I think is really exemplary. So I appreciate that very much. I want to make one other comment about Rotary Days of Service. You and I have talked briefly, and it's something that I'm hoping we'll be able to follow up, is have a Rotary Days of Service at Fort Edmonton Park. And I think that would be really exciting for the district if we can pull that off. So that would be something in the future for us to plan. So thank you again, and excited for your year.
Awesome. And do you think your club would be, and perhaps my club, because our club meetings are located at Fort Edmonton Park, might be interested in kind of taking a lead on getting some of that going?
Absolutely. I've discussed it briefly with the director, the president and CEO of Fort Edmonton Management Company, Darren Daglish, and he and I will be meeting again next week. And I think it's something that's doable. Just needs a lot of planning and commitment.
Okay, great.
Yeah, our club has been a strong supporter of Fort Edmonton Park, and one of the strongest proponents is Zen, who's on the call, in fundraising and awareness of the park. So yeah, we'd be happy to be involved in that. And I think that's a perfect opportunity and venue to be able to invite people in, because it's about showcasing the venue, Rotary. It's a nice combination. So yeah, that would be
great.
That would be exciting. And I think exciting is kind of we're new, right? We're just kicking it off. So I think it's great. I think it's going to be a great year, and we certainly look forward to working with you. So now I will dive back into the business portion. Thank you so much, Donna.
Thank you.
And share my screen again. So I think a great segue in new member induction when we talk about member priorities, growing Rotary, some of the new initiatives that are bringing interest to Rotary, and certainly engagement of some youth. We're really excited to be introducing our first member of many of the year. And I'll turn it over to Jackie to introduce our newest member.
Thank you very much, President Jason. Rain, give us a wave. It is so good to see you at our meetings. I know you've been behind the scenes for many years because you've been part of this Rotary family. But it really is my pleasure on behalf of the Rotary Club of Edmonton West to welcome you. We want you to enjoy your membership in our club, but this enjoyment is not our only wish. We are also interested in learning more about you, your family, your vacation, and the contribution you can make to Rotary. We know that Rotary will benefit from these contributions as we seek to fulfill Rotary's vision. And that vision, of course, is together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, in ourselves. Rain, this is a really condensed induction. Typically, the president and many members of the board take part in officially talking about the many important aspects of Rotary, but we'll catch up with you at a later date. For our members, I would like to just give you a very brief introduction that Rain provided me. She's a recent graduate from the Bachelor of Communication Studies program with a major in professional communication at Grant MacEwan University. Over the past 5 years, Rain has balanced her studies, working professionally as a marketing and communication consultant and volunteering for various local not-for-profit organizations. Professionally, Rain works for an Edmonton-based accounting firm, Metrics Group, as their marketing and communication consultant. From a very young age, Rain volunteered with her father, Jason. Through these Rotary experiences, Rain realized the value alignment of Rotary and her own ideals and passion. Rain is a former McEwen Rotaractor and current communications director for Literacy Without Borders, supporting youth literacy initiatives locally and globally. Rain is active and very eager to become a member of the Rotary Club of Edmonton West and join its members in making a difference and giving back to the local and global community. Rain, I'd love to be able to give you a great big hug. I did inform your dad that one of his roles as president of the club was to officially pin you. And he said, oh, Rain has a pin. I said, no, Jason, that's not what this is all about. The president must officially present you with the Rotary pin. So I'm sure he'll find a moment in time to do that in person in a very public club meeting. Rain, do you want to say hello? Any comments?
Yeah, sure. I think you pretty much covered all the bases. Thank you for a very warm welcome. I know a lot of you probably recognize me anyway from visits while I was in McEwen Rotaract and some communications work I've done for the club over the last couple of years, but I'm really excited to be a member officially and kind of connect with the community that way. There's some projects and ideas this year that I'm just so excited about, and that was a big factor in my decision to join the club. So I'm very excited for this year.
Well, congratulations, Rain, and we'll so enjoy having you as a member of our club. Welcome. Back to you, Jason.
Thank you, Jackie. Boy, I'm getting a view into David's life when he was doing Zoom meetings every week with mute this on, put this screen up, take this screen down. Well done, David. So glad to have Rain aboard, and I think it's going to be an exciting year for her and excitement for us as well. We are hoping again soon. We're figuring out with Rotary, we're figuring out with Faculty Club, our board, and trying to find the right time to be able to start our in-person meetings. We're really looking at September. We'll be providing more information to you, but as soon as we comfortably and safely can, we certainly are going to get back to in-person events. And in the meantime, again, with the service work we're doing with some of the gatherings we're hoping to do, we'll be able to get in touch there. The foundation, given the numbers, I haven't had a chance to pull those and populate them. And again, we're so new into the year, but we'll certainly track those as we go. What I did want to recognize is the 48 hours already since July 1 that have been volunteer hours of our club. And here's some examples of what they were and what have been done, and I think it's quite tremendous. So as usual, we get good, strong support and volunteers at our events. Food bank was last week, and we did a shift there. We also the day timers were quite active. They were over at Grandview. I love that picture. We're going to see that on our website. We're going to see that on social media. because it's like a GQ front cover of Handyman. And again, the boys did such a great job. I think what's great is the introduction, the same as, my always bringing my kids along to events. Brian bringing his granddaughter Tori. Youth do not get exposure to volunteering, and when they do, it's incredible the impact that it has on them. It has on the members. It has on the residents and the people that we're helping, and certainly creates their connection with Rotary and volunteering. And they often have fun do it, and they work really hard. So well done, Brian, in getting your granddaughter out to that. An update on international service. We have an ambulance project that you'll be hearing more about as we kind of move forward with it. But I thought I'd give you just an update on where that is now. We've procured donations of some ambulances, and one that is specifically earmarked for our friends in Huehuetenango, Guatemala. And it is a donated to us free of charge ambulance. This is part of that Denton program that Roman Bayrock and I are initiating. And I think what's fantastic is, and the picture on the left doesn't do justice, but you've got the picture of before with a lot of repair needed, doors repair needed, windows that would not go up. And then you've got on the right, which is the finished product of volunteer time, free volunteer time provided by Empire Collision and Carlson Paint. And what came out of it was, due to their pride of the project, what looks like a brand new ambulance. The quality of the work they did is incredible. They did it outside anytime they had time outside of their regular projects, and they donated all of their labor and paint to this project. So the ambulance that's going down there is, the body's going to look absolutely brand new. Here's the when I went to pick it up, they had all of the staff out there, and they were partly glad to have a break, but you can see that it really took everyone in their shop as part of this, and they loved it, and they loved to talk about Guatemala. They loved our Marie Sharp's hot sauce. They actually have a sample box there where they're selling to their customers, so a real neat connection there. And these are the organizations that we're working with that are providing various services and donated products and things free of charge. So this is going to be a real neat project and a real neat initiative going forward. So that's really neat. And I want to do a shout out to Vic, because Vic knew about this before we started getting really involved. He drove one of the ambulances down on one of the earlier projects to Great Falls. So we had an earlier connection with it, and again now we're partnered up with them. The Rotary month highlights. Again, we do a feature where we try to have a theme that matches with the Rotary months. This year's Leadership Month for Rotary. And we are certainly open and looking for leaders existing or new that can help take on some of the fun and kind of necessary initiatives that we have as a club. I think there's a really good opportunity there, and a great opportunity for anyone who wants to lead some of these initiatives to step forward or even participate in them. So you're going to hear more about these from me as we progress. And we continue to do the Rotary Foundation moment, and I'll have Vicki speak to this slide.
Thank you, Jason. So we're kind of back to the beginning, which is always good because it's good to lay the foundation for the Rotary Foundation early in the year. It's really the way in which we fund service projects locally and internationally. Our contributions, 50% of them come back to the district for projects that we want to do locally or internationally. The other 50% eventually moves to the World Fund, where it supports global grants. And so as we start a new Rotary year, it's never too early to make your contribution, and it's something that I'll be doing in the next little while because I contribute $1,000 US a year. You don't have to contribute at that level, but I do encourage you to give something to the foundation. As they say, give early, give often. Thank you.
Thank you, Vicki. Fellowship, we're still organizing and hope to have a couple of gatherings or a couple of events that we're going to do before we start more formally getting together as members. It's a tricky month and a tricky time, but we're looking at planning some fun activities for there. And again, Annie's doing that. Some celebrations, Daryl's birthday, July 6th. I'm going to say it again because I'm so happy with this achievement. Al and Karen Sanderson, 45 years. I recognized it verbally, but I needed it to be in writing. That well done. Karen is very tolerant, I guess, and compassionate in her own way. Rotary anniversaries, Jim, 39 years. That's well done. That is a legacy and an incredible achievement. Jackie, I know that this is not the total, I know, but I wanted to recognize it. And until we have an official start date, which I'll get from you, this is what is populated in the system. And I know it's certainly 30 or better, which again is a tremendous achievement and support of Rotary and dedication to Rotary. So well done.
Thank you.
Coming attractions, the food bank that was scheduled next week, that is being really postponed. It's a challenging time, so we lost some of the volunteers, and Annie's going to be rebooking that in August. We'll certainly see August, September, October, I mean, through the fall and winter where that will be more active, and we'll certainly have more consistency with volunteers. And we've got a couple of Root for Trees events coming up as well. So we're going to see, again, lots of volunteer man hours and lots of pictures to circulate of our members being active. Our speakers coming forward, we have Carolyn Campbell speaking. She's Norquest College, the CEO of Norquest College. I think that'll be a very interesting presentation. We have Senator Paula Simons who will be presenting, and that will be interesting because that is actually a joint presentation in partnership with the Downtown Edmonton Club. We're looking at working and doing some joint initiatives and joint meetings to be able to raise the profile and secure some of the higher profile speakers. And again, anyone who has read or listened to Paula, she's really bright, knowledgeable. She's entertaining, so that should be very interesting. No meeting on August long weekend. And then we have Andre Picard speaking August 9th. And again, I think that's a really terrific topic, and I think should be quite an interesting speaker that day. Donna had already talked about that, so we'll certainly circulate, Al circulating information to members, and we'll talk more about that. And I'm excited to talk about other opportunities for Rotary Days. I'm really interested in that Fort Edmonton possibility. I think that could be really exciting. I'll also mention here and can provide information. Rotaract Club of Edmonton, we find these Rotaract clubs are actually providing some very interesting speakers and topics and that they're presenting. This is a free one. This is through Eventbrite, and you can contact me if you want to know more about it. But again, I'm hoping to circulate some of this information because again, I think the fact that Rotaract is doing it, it should be quite engaging, and we certainly like to support the initiatives that they're doing as young people and young professionals and students in doing that. So this is the Rotaract of Edmonton, one of their parts, and this just talks a little bit about who the speakers are. It's really Stats Canada and Social Planning Council. And I think should be quite interesting there. As we do, we finish the meeting with our normal, the four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? and will it be beneficial to all concerned? And I think based on some of the conversation this morning in the meeting with Donna, some of the conversation in this meeting, and certainly some of the initiatives and conversations going forward, I think that will become very important as a credo to guide us as we go forward. And I leave you just with this thought: even if you just change one life, you've changed the world forever. Even a small impact can be very impactful. And with that, I consistently am running over David's very tight meeting timeline, and I apologize, but nobody who knows me is going to be surprised by that. And I hope that we at least bring you an entertaining time, 3 minutes over. So I wish everyone a great week, and I'll certainly stay on if anyone wants to chat a little bit or what have you.